This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Ben & Jerry's Peanut Butter Cup ice cream. This is the first Ben & Jerry's ice cream I have ever bought. Not this particular one, of course, but this particular sort of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I bought it quite a few years ago for my sister's birthday one time, and that was my start with Ben & Jerry's ice creams. It's been a while since. I've tried a few more. Some of them were great, some of them weren't. The recent non-dairy ones weren't as great. But I think it's time to revisit one that I actually enjoyed, and the Peanut Butter Cup is one I have, wonderful memories of. I mean, calling an experience with an ice cream wonderful might be exaggerating by a little bit, but this one was nice. It was not tasting of oat milk. Now let's take a quick look at the ingredients list right here. Pause if you want to read that. Pause if you want to take a look at the nutrition table. Pause if you want to take a look at the ingredients list in French and in Dutch. And it does look alright, nothing too special. We can see one of these little cups right there, the chocolate. We can see a bit of what I assume to be peanut butter. Quite a bit of ice cream stuck on the lid as well. It is looking good so far. So let's do the usual. Take a little cutting board right here. Greetings from IKEA, and let's cut it right there. I think that's fine. This has been in the freezer for quite a while, and it hasn't really been left to thaw at all, so the cutting process is going to be a bit more difficult than usual. I say usual, more difficult than sometimes, because I usually try to review them out of the freezer rather freshly, because I do not like when the walls are very runny. A bit more difficult to cut, of course, because of the peanut butter cups as well. Looking good so far. We've got a nicely distributed peanut butter cup occurrence. They look decent. The ice cream itself looks decent as well. And I think it's time to decide which one we are going to take a look at, a closer look at. We're going to take the right one, right, the bigger one. The other one is going in the freezer. I'll be back in a second. Now, I've scraped around a bit at this point at the ice cream. I talked about some things as well, and I forgot to turn on the camera again. It was on, but not recording, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm glad that I noticed it at some point. Absolute amateur. Now, the first spoonful of the ice cream itself tasted quite alright, milky ice cream with a lot of peanut butter flavor, I should say. Very decent indeed, very creamy, a bit hard. It's pretty fresh out of the freezer still, but overall, yeah, this is what these ice creams should behave like in a regular consumption situation, not like these non-dairy ones. Didn't like them at all. And yes, the second spoonful was of course very decent as well. Nice peanut butter flavor on some ice cream. Very decent indeed. Now let's try our best to get a bit of a peanut butter cup by itself. If I can do it. I think I might actually be successful right here. That's it. That's just skill. And the peanut butter cup by itself tastes quite nice as well. Of course, quite a bit harder than a regular one, as this is quite a bit colder, but you can certainly taste nice, not the same time again. You can certainly taste the chocolate all around, you can certainly taste the peanut butter cream inside. Nice and sweet, not as salty. Not salty at all, actually, which is a nice change. There are so many ice creams and sweets out at the moment who are just, salted peanut butter themed, and a regular peanut butter one is nice for a change. A beautiful thing about this particular ice cream also is that that's almost already it. We've got a base ice cream, we've got a peanut butter cups, and then there are just a few little parts of peanut butter cup goodness, and what I believe to be just some chocolate scrapings all over or all inside this particular ice cream base. Nice and simple, but it seems to be working really, really well. So at this point in time, I think it is time to turn off the recording function of the camera again, and I will be back in a second with my full resume of this particular ice cream. I have now finished my portion size, and I think it's time to wrap up this particular review. The wrap up is going to be a bit quicker than the last few times, as there weren't many things to complain about, very few things to complain about, I've got to say. The first impression was very decent, everything looked alright, we've got a nice even distribution of the peanut butter cups themselves, and yeah, it looked really good. Color-wise, everything looked spot on as well. We've got the ice cream base itself, which was a bit more yellowy than regular milk ice cream. The color of the peanut butter cups themselves looked nice and healthy as well. Same goes with the filling of them. And overall, there was nothing to complain about in that regard, and that is for sure. The consistency and texture was very nice as well. The ice cream base itself was very creamy, and the peanut butter cups themselves were, well, hard enough to the bite to not be just, too runny. Because they are that cold, that is not a particularly difficult thing to achieve, but you can still ruin some things up in that regard. So the consistency and texture, full marks in that point as well. Taste-wise, the most important point in this rating sheet, of course, it was very, very decent. We've got really nice milk ice cream. The peanut butter cups themselves, the peanut butter filling inside was decent, didn't taste off in any way, and that's something I was actually a bit surprised by. The actual hull of the peanut butter cups, that was spot on as well. Usually I've got something to complain about when it comes to that. Now the chocolate is a bit too sweet or too light or too dark. It's usually something. These ones right here, they seem to have figured this out perfectly. I think it's got the exact right amount of cocoa and sugar, that kind of mixture with the cocoa fat and the overall very, very pleasant eating experience when it comes to that as well. Overall, the theme realization, all I can say is we've got peanut butter cups in ice cream, and yeah, that is really it. The ice cream tastes of peanut butter as well. They gave us exactly what we wanted, what we expected, and that is certainly something that we should be able to expect from premium ice cream like Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Overall, I can say that I'm comfortable to give this particular ice cream on a scale from 1 to 10 an 8.9. If you've got a question or a video suggestion, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'm going to see you soon. Until then, bye bye.